Welcome everyone. This is a third lecture on our weekly legal update series, and in this video we are going to discuss important legal events from 9th to 14th November 2020. In first important news, the National Green Tribunal has imposed a total ban on sale or use of firecrackers in Delhi NCR. The firecracker ban will be in place from 9th November to 30th November 2020. The direction of ban will also apply to other towns and cities where the average AQI is in the poor and above category for the month of November. While passing these directions, the NGT has placed reliance on the Supreme Court's decision in Arjun Gopal versus Union of India, where the court has prioritized the health of the people over commercial interest. In second important news, the court has said that while handing over possession under the SARFAESI Act, Magistrate is not required to take permission from the company court. In the case of Messrs. Asset Reconstruction Company India Limited versus Sagi Narayan Raju, the court has said that before directing handing over possession under Section 14 of the SARFAESI Act, the magistrate is not required to seek permission from the company court judge. The court has also observed that a company court exercises jurisdiction under the Companies Act and has no control in respect of sale of a secured asset by a secured creditor in exercise of powers under the SARFAESI Act. In third important news, the CIC has directed CBI to provide justification for denial of information while invoking the exemption clause of RTI Act. The Central Information Commission in its order has directed CBI to provide justification for denial of information and not merely invoke Section 8(1)(h) of the RTI Act. It is important to note that Section 8(1)(h) of the RTI Act allows a public authority to withhold information, the disclosure of which would impede the process of an investigation or the apprehension or prosecution of offenders. In fourth important news, the central government has amended the temporary suspension of Telecom services public emergency or public safety rules 2017. In a notification notified by the Department of Telecommunications, the temporary suspension of telecom services amendment rules 2020 has been notified. The central government has amended the 2017 rules to restrict the life of suspension order to not more than 15 days by adding subrule 2A. In fifth important news, the digital media, including online media, has been brought under the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting. By the Government of India Allocation of Business 357th Amendment Rules 2020, the central government has brought digital media platforms such as films and audio-visual programs under the regulation of Ministry of Information and Broadcast. Platforms such as OTT, news and films, and common affair contents will now be governed accordingly by the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting. In sixth important news, the court has said that if there is a lack of jurisdiction of a court, it may be a valid ground to seek dismissal or return of the proceedings rather than seeking transfer. In the case of Indian Olympic Association versus Kerala Olympic Association, the court has said that suffice it to say that if a court has no jurisdiction to try a list, it is good for the party raising the issue of jurisdiction to seek the dismissal or return of the proceedings rather than seeking a transfer. This brings us to the end of our video. We'll meet you again next week with another lecture series for our weekly legal updates.